All right, I'm gonna do a little run through on what I've got completed so far on my boat. My duck boat. It's gonna be a high-low aluminum duck blind on my Alumacraft 1860 John, modified V John. I bought these lights on eBay. I made a frame for them. They will be fixed to the boat. The blind will not be. The blind will be removable. There's probably about 8 bolts to pull off for the blind. 2 of these lights, I think that's like a 24-inch light. I bought these off eBay, so hopefully they work good. Two 24-inch lights, and then they're floods, and then this little 6-inch in the front, that's a spotlight. So I'm hoping that's going to give me enough light. This ladder is not fixed to the blind yet. It's just temporarily here. I was just trying to figure out a way to fix this to the blind. Any suggestions would be great. Any videos. This front here will be covered with diamond deck, and there will be a door to get in and out right here. It's not covered with sheet aluminum yet, but it will be. Let's take a walk around the side. I started sheeting the sides. I've got this side done. Did that this weekend. Behind the aluminum, I've got some silicone, and I'm hoping that's going to deter some of the rattling and stuff when the wind blows. Well, I guess we'll, and we hit waves, so I guess we'll find out there. Coming to the back of the boat. This boat had sponsons built in on the boat when I bought it, so that was great. I didn't have to buy them. The boat also has a tunnel haul on it. So I should be able to go into some real shallow water with this rig. Trim the motor up. I mean, if you get the motor trimmed up about right here, you're almost level with the bottom of the boat. You're not going to rip your prop off. According to the guy I bought it from, he said you can go through 4 inches of water. Well, whatever. If I can go through a foot of water, that's great. Let's go to the back of the boat here. Yes. I've got shit all over. I'm the king of slobs. So I've got another door back here. This side of the boat is not sheeted. This is the low side of the boat. It is not sheeted yet. All of this is made from 1.25 inch square tube, 1/8 inch wall. Easy for welding. Maybe a little heavy. Easy for welding. The miters get a little tough when you get a curve in the boat, as you can see. And a little hard to see. I've got a curve in the boat, so I had to compensate for a curve in the boat. Let's see, maybe you can... Okay, you can see it a little better there. So the miters are really tough. You got to miter both ways. So I guess I used a spool gun on it. There's a lot of gorilla welding here. Ugly but tough. So let's get back to the boat. Here's the back door. That'll open up. I don't have a sheeted or latched or any latch on it or anything. The back of the boat here will be decoy storage. It's got a raised deck in the back here. That's part of the reason why I want to keep this boat so I can use it for fishing the river. So I'm going to keep this raised deck in the back because I've got a gas tank and a lot of stuff in here. And this is actually filled with foam, so it should, I mean, if we sink the boat, I guess it might keep us floating for a little bit. This door will open, that flip door, and then as you can see, it's open again, and we can walk right through. And then we come, this, like I said, this is all decoy storage back here, this back 5 feet. There will actually be a door, another door here, and this will be blocks that the dog can't get into where the hunters will be sitting, which is up on this rail. This rail is where the hunters will sit. I'm going to put a foam pad in. I was going to use these seats, but it's just, I'm just going to go with a foam pad for this year. We'll see how it works out. If I got to change it up for next year, I guess we'll change it up. But let's get back to here. This door also opens. And the reason I put those doors back there so they open like that is so when you're hunting, you can throw the decoys in and somebody can stand up here, and it's just not a big deal. I actually got the tip from Phil Conkey. I liked his idea. On the front of his boat, he had decoy storage on it, and it it looked like it worked out really well. So I actually kind of did the same thing, but I did it on the back of the boat because I wanted to keep that raised deck. And I'll show you in a second here what I mean by keeping the raised deck in the back. Okay, let's close this up. That'll close there. That one will close there. And then I'm gonna have a cover that goes over the top of this. I'm not quite sure if it's gonna follow this curve I put in here. And the reason I put that curve in there like that is because if I'm gonna trim this motor way up in the air, for some reason, I can still do so. And the motor's gonna stick by here. I'm just gonna put a piece of rubber on there and fasten it down with something, I'm not sure. So that way I can tip the motor up if I ever have to. I don't plan on it because, like I said, it's got the tunnel haul. So I'm hoping I don't ever have to go above about this point here. Okay, let's go to the driver's cockpit. Driver's cockpit. A lot of people put their cockpit up at the front, and I would like to do that, but also I'd like to keep it that I can use it for fishing and be a little more comfortable. So I want to keep a decent cockpit on it. I don't want to move it to the front and put a really small one. So I'm going to try this year, and if it doesn't work, I guess I'll have to move it up there. I just don't want to mess with the wiring, the cables, just the fabrication of another big chunk of aluminum, but whatever. So right now what I've got is I bought this seat at Gander Mountain. It's going out of business. This is an adjustable seat. It's got a tall base on it. And I'm hoping that it'll be tall enough that I can sit on this base at the highest position. This door will open up. Like I said, this side is not sheeted yet. It will be sheeted. And this is covered for welding, but whatever. And I'm hoping I'm gonna sit here and be able to see what's going on up there. I'm thinking once I get it grassed and stuff, it might be a little deterrent to seeing. So I might end up having to stand up, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Might get a little cold, but I can deal with it. Let's get back down here. We'll close that up. That'll be for traveling. I don't know if I'm gonna put a latch or a bungee or whatever. Okay, let's go to the front of the boat. I was talking about that raised deck in the back of the boat that I wanted to keep. And that's why I put my decoy storage back there. I cut, okay, right here, it was level all the way across. So basically this whole thing was a big fishing deck. And I took that whole thing out. I took a piece of metal, a piece of aluminum here, and I figured out what I needed, and I made a couple breaks in it so it fit in there. And then I ended up doing some welding here and nothing fancy. But I wanted to keep the live well. I did not want to lose the live well because, like I said, I still use it for fishing. So I moved the live well over here. The live well was there. Now I moved it over here. Still got the live well. And the battery box I definitely wanted to keep because obviously I'm going to have a lot of lights on this rig. And the battery box will be located right there. Kind of some modifying to make it work, but whatever, it's going to work. If I put a stove in, I got a spot right there for a stove. Going to the front here. Here again is that door. Open and close. If anybody's got any good videos on how to make a ladder on a modified V like this, just let me know about them. I'm struggling on that deal. Let's go back to the back of the boat here. I think that's about it in the boat so far. Crawl down here. The dog knows how to get in. Jet! I'll show you, he can get in pretty quickly. Like I said, I'm the king of slop. Up! Yeah, he can get right in. So, on the side here, I haven't worked with him on this one yet. I mean, I just basically built this. It's pretty narrow. I'm hoping this is gonna work. That's my dog ladder. So this is gonna have some kind of, let's see, what do you call it? Like Dura grass over it. And the dog's gonna sit right there and be able to mark birds. I'm hoping that's gonna work. Stay tuned, we'll find out. But it closes up. If it doesn't work, I can take it off pretty easy. Or I can just keep it shut. It doesn't add a ton of weight, it's all aluminum. And we'll see. I made this, the sheeting here is, this is a 22 gauge, or it's 0.032 inches thick. And that was kind of recommended by a few guys. And they said they had no trouble with it, so I just went with the same thing. It's a nice light. It's light enough that you can cut it with a tin cutter, a tin snips, and it's heavy enough that it's not really gonna, you know, dent. And it's not real flimsy. It's maybe a little bit, but I did put silicone behind it, like I said, and that should deter a lot of the vibrating noise when you're hitting waves or the wind's blowing. And yeah, I guess that's about it from me. I will check back when I'm a little bit closer. Thank you.